Hello guys, it's Randall with BitRage. So I want to take a few minutes and look at the website Electra, the coin Electra. There's quite a bit of buzz right now around Electra. If you go on coinsmarkets.com, the exchange, you are going to find shill after shill after shill promoting this coin. So the question is it a legitimate coin? Is it a legitimate blockchain? Or is it an exit scam? So what's going on here? I want to take a few minutes. I have about 30 minutes of content. I'm going to try and break it down into 8 to 10 minutes. So let's get started. So right off the bat, if you're new to Electra, this is the website you know. But there is another website. This is the original Electra website, created on a Weebly. Now Weebly is a free web host. And that should give you a little bit of an indication of how much effort was originally put into this coin. You don't release a coin on a Weebly. You just don't do it. That's not how this works. So this was back in June or July. They released it on the Weebly. And in September, I believe, September 3rd, they bought the domain electraproject.org and they began using this website. So they did come up with a website. It does look pretty decent. They got a wallet, so must be a good coin, right? I mean, it's going up. You look at where Electra is right now, it's growing exponentially. So it must be a great coin, right? Not necessarily. And here is the issue. A lot of people look at a graph and they see an upward trend and they assume this must be the time to get on the bandwagon. But you have to ask yourself the question, why is it growing? So I looked and I tried to figure out what is going on with this coin. Is it an amazing new development in the crypto industry? Well, not necessarily. I mean, if you look at their website, they don't even have a white paper. They have a roadmap. Their GitHub hasn't been updated in months. You look at the roadmap, and in the first quarter 2018, they're supposed to have a team account on GitHub. Well, what does that mean? You don't need a team account to update your GitHub. So you look through here, white paper is coming sometime between quarter 1 and quarter 2. Well, that should have come a long time ago. You've had several months here since July to figure that out. You should have a white paper by now. But if you're starting out on a free web host, maybe that's not a primary concern. They've mentioned that they have agreements for payment integration, but they will not tell you who that is with, so we don't know if that's legit or not. Interesting. So looking at their website, looking at the team, I wanted to look at these people and see, okay, what's their experience in blockchains, what's their experience in crypto. And this guy here is supposed to be the project manager. Up until last year, he was a sales manager for another company. He's been a sales manager at several companies, a chief maintenance engineer. Nothing really special about this guy, and I'm not downplaying engineers, not downplaying sales managers whatsoever. But doesn't qualify you to start a coin, to start a blockchain. He doesn't have any experience in this industry. And quite honestly, we're not even sure if this is legitimate. This might be a hacked account. And the reason I say that is because there is another coin called Eagle Coin or Eagle Pay, and check it out. There he is again. Now if you click the LinkedIn, same exact guy. Interestingly enough, it says Electra, it doesn't mention Eagle Pay. If you look at Eagle Pay, it kind of looks like a scam. And the reason I say that is because when you have a coin and you look at, this is on Bitcoin Talk, you look at this coin, this is Eagle coin. So I'm digressing, but I'm coming back to my point. This whole post is not about how Eagle Pay revolutionized the coin industry, the blockchain industry. It's all about starting a pyramid of people down the chain. They're going to be promoting this coin to get stakes, to get coins, and that's their marketing strategy. And you have to understand, a lot of coins right now, that is their marketing strategy, and that is why they're growing. That's the only reason they're growing. It's not because it's a great coin. It's not because it's a great technology, a great idea. It's revolutionary. It's because you have a bunch of 13-year-olds who have a Twitter account, have a Facebook account, and they think, okay, if I post a link to this, I'm going to get a stake. And then eventually this is going to be worth money and I'm going to make it big. So, looks like a scam to me. This guy is a project manager for Eagle Pay and for Electra. Is there a conflict of interest in that rationale? That doesn't make sense to me. How can he dedicate himself to both and do both justice? I don't believe he can. So let's leave Eagle Coin in the dust here for a minute. Address a couple other things. The website is actually registered by this gentleman here. And if you look at where it is registered to, it's registered to his apartment, assuming it's his apartment. I wasn't able to verify that it is indeed his apartment. I'm guessing it is. Or it might be a random apartment. Now here's another twist, okay? So they started out on a Weebly, which is a free website. They bought a domain, and probably about 3 months later they bought the domain. Similarly, interestingly, EagleCoin comes along around that same time. I think it was October. Not positive on that, but it's around the same time. Here's what's interesting. ElectraProject.org is hosted on Strado. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's not just hosted on Strado, it's hosted on Strado's shared hosting platform. Well, what does that mean? It means that it's not hosted on a dedicated server. Well, what does that mean? Well, put very simply, a shared host is when you take a server and you plop several thousand websites on it, and each website pays a few bucks to share the server. So they're paying between £4 and £15 a month for a shared server, which is a crummy server. You look at this, what they offer, it's a crummy shared host, extremely crummy. They're sharing a web host with 90,000 other websites, and our team looked into this. There is actually literally 90,000 other websites on the same server as Electra. Now think about it. This is supposed to be a revolutionary blockchain. It's supposed to be a revolutionary coin. On a shared host? I don't think so. I don't think so. You can't have a revolutionary blockchain on a shared host. So what's really going on? Well, I'm not positive, but I am telling you there's a lot of things that don't add up. You don't start a website on a Weebly for a blockchain, not a revolutionary blockchain. Maybe if you're looking to get in and get out, that's how you do it. But you don't do that with a revolutionary idea. Once you've flopped on your Weebly because it can't handle the traffic, you don't then move to a shared host. That's not how it works. What you do is you buy a dedicated server. Dedicated servers are cheap. They're only between $50 and $150 a month. If you're running a real blockchain with a real team, that's not a significant amount of money. Interestingly enough, the Electra project website has been DDoS'd at least once, I think twice, and possibly hacked. We're not positive on that, but we have some indicators that it was actually hacked. It does appear to be up and running fine right now, but it remains the fact that it is running on a shared host. That really is ridiculous. If you were looking for a bank to put your money into, and you found bankofamerica.weebly, would you feel safe putting your money in there? I don't think so. So why do we lose all our brain power when it comes to cryptocurrency, as though these things don't matter? So what am I saying? Am I saying it's a scam? Look how high it is. I mean, it's almost hitting 1 cent. That's ridiculous. I want you to look quickly at the trend here. So it started out very, very low. And then all of a sudden it starts to pick up pace. It goes way up. It drops. That was the first pump and dump right there. Okay. That was the first pump and dump. I believe it was a test. I don't know. I'm not part of the group. There are Discord groups for these pump and dumps. I'm not part of them. It's been being pumped. That was the second pump and dump. So it went up to 1 cent. It dropped to half a cent. That was the first. I mean, that was the second. So what's going on here? Well, it's my opinion that either the developers or somebody who's bought in a considerable amount early on, probably somebody that is probably the developers, but either way, they're pushing this up to a certain point. 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cents is most likely the pump and dump spots, or somewhere in between there, around those. And what's going to happen is eventually they're going to dump everything, most likely. And when they do that, it's going to send this coin into the trash where it belongs. Now, I'm not saying that there's nothing good about this coin. I mean, there is trash coins, and then there are coins like Electra. Okay, so Electra does have a few things going for it, as far as if you read what it's supposed to be based on, which is NIST 5 algorithm, decent idea, but the fact remains that we can't actually see that. Okay, we can't actually see that in functionality, in practicality, and again, you don't host a revolutionary idea on a Weebly. They're not putting everything on the line for the project, and if the developers aren't putting everything on the line for the project, why should you? Looking over the team, nobody on the team has any experience in blockchains. Nobody on the team has experience in even really programming, as far as I could tell. A lot of these people are freelancers, or were freelancers. I'm not discounting that completely, but I'm just saying this is not a revolutionary idea. It doesn't address a issue or a concern in the blockchain crypto industry right now. It doesn't revolutionize anything to do with this industry whatsoever. So you have to ask yourself the question, why is it growing? And when you look at the growth spurts and you can't find a corresponding release of information, such as, okay, Electra is partnering with Walmart. Now that would make sense why it would grow. You can't find any corresponding reason for the growth. besides a pump and dump, which is exactly what's happening. You look on coins markets, this is being shilled to the high heavens. My concern is what could happen is at some point the people who are pumping this to the top are going to sell out, and where will you be? So be careful investing in it right now. If you invested at the bottom, it's up to you how you handle that, but this coin is not going to be a top 10 coin because there is no technology that would give it that place. It doesn't deserve that place. It doesn't even deserve this place where it's at. The only reason why it's risen to the point it has risen is because it is being pumped. And I want to make this very clear. Nobody who buys into Electra is buying into it because of the technology. Nobody who buys into Electra is buying into it because it revolutionizes the industry, because it doesn't. So I'm beating a dead horse, so I will leave you with that. Check out the website, look at the information, do your own research, but be honest with yourself. I mean, I know if you're bought into this, you want to believe that it's going to go to $1 or make it big, you're going to be a millionaire. But be honest with yourself. Again, if you bought in at the low amount, maybe you can sell out now and make some good money. But be mindful that the developers haven't invested everything, so be careful how much you invest. Thanks for watching. Please comment with your thoughts and like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you have a coin you would like us to investigate, please let us know and we will do some research on the coin for you. Thanks so much and have a great day.